All right, thank you, everybody. And again, I'll take those words to heart and try to get through this as quickly as possible so we can get back on time. Again, I'm Glenn Foster, SVP and CISO at TD Bank. For those of you not familiar with TD, TD is a large bank, roughly 85,000 employees in North America, roughly the fifth largest bank by asset size, sixth largest bank by market cap. So I'm going to talk to you about two quick case studies, not one. The first one will be social media as an attack vector. If you look at the cyber threat landscape, and this data comes from the Canadian Cyber Incident Response Center, if you look from 2015 to 2017, the trend in social media types of attacks have shifted very much from the large telecommunications and technology companies to the banks by a pretty large margin. Has become a challenge for us both resource-wise and trying to protect ourselves and our customers. So what's going on? What are the threats to our bank and our customers? Obviously, a large number of brand impersonations. Doxing, of course, has become a significant issue for everyone. The proliferation of malware. They're trying to capture our trusted brand and use that as an opportunity to bring mass consumers into watering hole attacks and to get themselves infected. There's also inadvertent issues that arise in social media by our employees. Our employees' use of social media is becoming more and more prolific. Smartphones are in everyone's pockets, and just by trying to do the right thing to promote the right culture for the bank to our customers, sometimes they do things that create risk without them understanding. If you look at the left-hand side, this is an actual picture that was posted by one of our employees saying what a great job they had done, servicing this customer. What they didn't realize in the era of high-definition cameras is that if you were to blow up that picture, you would completely see that customer's credit card information, right? Which could be sold, obviously, by miscreants and used. Likewise, on the right-hand side, again, customers or employees trying to service our customers, we had a technology outage, and this employee took it upon themselves to start tweeting about it without us, in our public relations group, being able to put the right voice around it. So, we try to have a team that we've set up, customer protection and brand protection team that actually goes out and looks for these types of violations, educate our employees, and actually work to get some of this content taken down. No one take a picture of that. We know where you guys live. Likewise, again, capitalizing on our brand is almost a watering hole attack. Within the last 6 months, these are three real sites that we have taken down. The very first one was impersonating our CEO, Barrett Mizrani. It was had a lot of credibility. It looked very much like our brand. They copied a lot of images they found that were legitimate, and anybody who inadvertently came there would. If they had the right vulnerability on their machine, would walk away with a little bit of malware. The middle one actually is the chairman of our board, right? So likewise, leveraging people they think are highly trusted individuals to lure people in, social engineering and the like. And the final one was impersonating on Twitter TD Bank credit cards. Likewise, to try to start engaging in our customers. Now, again, luckily, the team that we have can actually work through some of our third-party suppliers and take down services to get this content removed. But again, just the amount of interactions that we're seeing is requiring more and more, manpower from us to meet these emerging threats. So what have we done since we've built this team? So this represents less than 6 months worth of data within the last 6 months. So we've taken down a little over 1,200 phishing sites. Employee anti-phishing, things targeting employees, 102. Over 411 rogue mobile applications impersonating TD Bank. That's just within less than a 6-month period. And then 802 impacts on social media, 720 confirmed fraud scams out of that. So again, this is not a small problem, and that's a relatively short amount of time. People are using quite a bit of energy to attack Canadian banks. So the second thing I'm going to talk to you about is credential stuffing or credential replay attacks. So botnets have become a significant problem for us. So this is robotic activity coming to our online sites or mobile APIs, pretending to be customers. And if you think about, the large data breaches that have occurred, particularly like with Yahoo, where you had 3.5 billion accounts and all the related information that's out on the street now, almost every bank is, seeing these types of attacks as you're basically brute forcing, trying to guess legitimate passwords. Researchers would tell you that roughly 2% of this activity results in a valid hit, legitimate username and password combination. I can tell you from our experiences, it's roughly that. It's anywhere in any given campaign between 0.5% and 2%. So what does that mean? In sort of this arms race on trying to protect our customers in the new underground economy. Well, it took us a while to, some dark web monitoring to figure out, why is this so profitable and why are we incurring so many issues? Well, we found the tools that are required to conduct these bot attacks for sale on the underground. They average anywhere between $200 to $300 a week, relatively cheap. And then the cost of a valid set of TD Bank credentials trading on the underground, we figure the adversaries probably make on average between $100,000 and $150,000 a week. So for a $300 investment to get $150,000, that's a pretty good return. So what that means for us is they're not going away anytime soon. So there is evolving, technologies in this space, to help us with this. There's several products out there like Akamai Bot Manager Premium, Shape Security, and a growing number of others. But the trick obviously now is to try to figure out, by getting on customer endpoints and looking for different telemetry that suggests whether this is actually a human being in a relationship with you versus is actually automated activity. Obviously a very close balancing act, because you want your customers to come in the most friction-free possible situation while you're stopping this robust traffic. So it's an issue that's not going away. It's one that, any form of criminal activity, is something that will have to be managed for us over time. But they continue to get more and more sophisticated. So I often refer to this as a little bit of a street fight, right? They change tactics, they go away, they come back, and this will continue to require more and more resources for us over time. So I don't know if we have time for questions, or we're going to roll. Is that all right? Okay. We have time for one question. It's very efficient. Yes, go ahead.
You said in terms of rogue mobile apps, it was 1 in 11. Do you differentiate between legitimate apps on third-party websites versus actual rogue malicious apps that are intercepting?
Great question. It's a combination of both. We'll categorize it as rogue, if it's a legitimate third-party app, but we know that they're actually taking customer data, right? Then we'll generically put them in that category. They're not all fraudulent, though. They're just not TD sponsored.
Android app stores that typically have the APKs or something available but typically taken from your original.
Exactly, because they want the data and insights about customers and the like.
Or they're trying to drive traffic to the website.
Yeah. Correct. All right. Oh, we have one more. It's up to you.
Okay.
You're the boss. Go.
In previous slide, we saw that there is like a few hundred of application, fraud application. So are you using a SIGA company for that, for intelligence, or are you using something in general?
I'm sorry, which one are you talking about? The fraudulent applications?
The fraud application, the fraud apps that is all over the internet, trying to mimic you or whatever.
Yeah, so we're using third-party services to scan and identify those applications, and those third parties also offer workflow that can actually engage to have those things taken down. Similarly, that you would have with like a malicious website or an imposter brand protection type issue. Right.
Stop this, Bob. Thank you.
Thank you.